Hi, I'm Alex Sawyer. You're watching Du Bois Podcast. Please subscribe. You gotta watch more of my boy Joe.
Outnumbered, I'm outgunned, and I'm outshined. I thought I'd stick out my thumb and I'd get a free ride. I thought I'd come out, get in a Benz and be fine, instead of showing an hour late in a lift line.
So everyone's driving Teslas now.
Fuck, I'm a master of my invention. I'm sick of the inattention. I wanna be stacking likes and comments and views, mentions. I wanna be hyped, I'm stewing, just keeping on what I'm doing. Just then I don't fucking care, and I'm stopping out and I'm ruined. I'm burning up old tracks, deleting my old poems. Who is this A Sawyer? Fuck him, I don't know him. This new shit is all fire. True shit with thick choirs. I'm running up off the ground. Your boy is a high flyer. You gotta razzle dazzle him. Hit him with something they ain't ready for. Hit him with a.
I'm a visceral man. I need a few seconds to take control back. I'm influential, yeah, but it's better when I ain't gotta get involved. 'Cause I'm on overload, yeah.
So she doesn't reply. I message and I say, hey, what's up? And she's like, why didn't you get back to me sooner? And I'm like, I don't know. And I didn't know what to say. And she's like, do you want to talk to me or not? And I don't reply. She gets annoyed. She goes out. She finds some guy. She gets with him, starts texting him, replaces me with him. But her ex is still in the picture. He comes back. And then she has to choose between her ex and this new guy, Chad. And Chad, fucking lovely guy.
Silence comes pouring out my mouth, and there's this endless repetition.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Joe, also known as Jay's Productions on YouTube. Today I'm joined by the wonderfully talented, what is your name, sir?
I'm Alex Sawyer. Thank you so much for having me on here. Wonderfully talented. Just like everyone else.
Thank you, Alex. I got a couple questions for you, Alex, if you don't mind. Hit you? I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Okay. So, what are you doing during these times of quarantine?
Good question. I've been doing a lot of auditioning, which is nice. Reading a lot of scripts. Which is great. I think it's amazing that, like, I'm just talking my acting side first. I think it's really cool that stuff's still being made, especially in these really hard times. But it's really cool projects are being made. What's really weird as well is you start reading scripts, not to get into too much detail about it, but you start reading scripts that have, like, are related to, like, COVID and have quarantine and all that kind of mentions. And I did a radio play, which I'm really excited about, which is coming out soon, hopefully, with my friend Jamie Weston directing, and there's mentions of, like, COVID-19, the pandemic in the script. And it doesn't feel like, I think when it all started off, I was like, oh, these things are going to be, like, shoehorned in, and it will kind of feel uncomfortable. And it's also one of those things where, like, people, from a creative standpoint, when I was like, okay, what am I going to create over this time? I was like, I don't want to talk about COVID. I don't want to include any of that because it's not what people want to think about in a pandemic. They don't want to think about their existing situation. Barring, there was about 2 weeks at the beginning where everyone wanted to watch Contagion. And then, like, I think that ship sailed. And then I saw an advert for a video game the other day, and it was like, in a world where there is a virus thing. And I was like, no, I'm out. I don't want to do it. Don't want to engage in this. I've had enough virus. But I was like, people are, how are you going to incorporate it into the creative world? But I think now it has very much become a part of our lifestyle, and now things are coming through where it is so organically ingrained in it. Because it's changed the way we perceive each other. It's changed that we think about. A lot of interesting things have happened, and yeah, it's been interesting. And then obviously I've released the EP recently. The Illusion of Perfect EP came out on my birthday, which was last week. I should know that. Last week, which has been cool, and I've had a lot of, like, great reviews from it, which is really cool, and people have been listening to it, which is not, for me, if one person listens to it, it's worth doing. Like, I've always, I like to see myself as, like, I just like telling stories, and if I enjoy telling stories to one person. If I can tell a story through a medium that allows it to be listened to by several people, then that's great. I love that, and
Awesome.
that seems to be happening, so that's good. So I appreciate any second of any song that anyone listens to. Yeah.
You're very talented. Like, you write your lyrics really good. You sing really good.
Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah. And then,
It's something like, it's one of those things you kind of have to just push through and do. Like, I've never, like, I've written some terrible songs, like really bad songs. It's one of those things where, like, I think I've released about 1% of what I've written, but like it's the thing. I always think that like Michael Jackson's Thriller album probably had like I think it was 50 songs and it was whittled down to however many were on the album. But that's people don't see the work that goes into stuff, and I think that can be sometimes be really intimidating. And I think stuff like the X Factor makes you think like, oh, there's suddenly this path to success, which is just it's there and it's laid out for you and you follow it, but realistically you have to do something, be shot down for it, fail at it over and over again until you get lucky enough that maybe you move on to the next step and rinse and repeat. So it's a trek, but it's a fun trek.
Yeah, for my quarantine, I just been like I graduated virtually high school, believe it or not.
Oh, that must have been really weird. How was that for you?
Really weird. Like I couldn't have like a proper ceremony. Couldn't get a prom.
Yeah.
Like it's like what the heck, You mean? Oh, good. Yeah, we just didn't have a prom, a ceremony. It felt weird, Like I say, like
I think it's like, how old are you? If you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, you could ask. 19 currently. Just turned 19 in December.
Oh, and it's one of those things where like, it sucks. The pandemic sucks for me and like for my friends and stuff. But like at the same time, like it really sucks for you having like this is like your prime years. Like you don't get to have a prom, you don't get to have a high school graduation. Like, yeah, I'm sorry, man. That really does suck. Hopefully those things can come back to you in some way at some point.
Yeah, and then besides that, I've been doing these podcast interviews. Podcast interviews with my favorite people. One of my favorite actors, seniors here, Mr. Alex Sawyer.
When did you start doing the podcast? Sorry, I'm interviewing you now. I've changed it up. When did you start doing the podcast?
Well, during the start of quarantine. Believe it or not. Yeah. And I figure you cut out, sorry.
How many people have you spoken to?
Oh, probably like 63, 62.
Really? Wow. Well done.
Thank you. I've interviewed a whole bunch of people. The guy that voices Bugs Bunny.
Nice.
I've interviewed him. I've interviewed a whole bunch.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and I've interviewed. Do you know the singer? Do you know the song "You're the Best"? Like you're the best around. Nothing's going to.
Yeah.
I've interviewed that guy.
Oh, nice.
So
that's a really cool use of your time.
I've interviewed a whole bunch of people. So if you ever want me to show you, be like, you've interviewed, like you've probably seen the characters. You're like, oh, okay. Like, you like? I don't know if it's popular in England. Do you know Dragon Ball Z?
Yes, I do. Yeah. I never watched it, but like my friends are very big fans.
That's my brother's childhood show. I never watched it either, but I've interviewed like the whole cast from Dragon Ball Z.
That's real.
Yeah. So a whole bunch of people. I've interviewed voice acting legend Rob Paulson. He was in Animaniacs.
Yeah, Animaniacs. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
Okay. I've interviewed a whole I gotta show you, like it'll blow your mind. You'll be like, what the hell? Yeah.
That's really cool.
And you're the first person from England on the podcast, so that's pretty cool,
Oh, well, I appreciate you making time for the time difference. Obviously, it's like really difficult when planning.
All good.
But we made it work.
Yeah. Good podcast so far. Okay. Now, what inspired you to become an actor and musician? And what is your favorite role that you portrayed? And favorite song that you wrote?
To become an actor, when I was younger, my mum was desperate to find like an extracurricular activity for me, just something like I could do outside school, and then we ended up. I think I've always been kind of like when I was a kid, I was very like I went through like when I was a younger kid, I was really loud and in your face. And then, like, I think this was my mum's way of finding something to channel that energy. Was making me like do acting classes, which then kind of led on to me like having an interest in acting. But then I also at the same time, like, I never thought I would be an actor. I never thought it was possible. I never thought it was like a feasible career. And weirdly, it's. I was like 17. I did a play at school. I ended up getting an agent from that play. This all happened in like 2 weeks, and then I booked House of Anubis like 2 weeks later or something, and then suddenly I was shooting House of Anubis season 1, and my life was completely different, and I was no longer going to become a mechanical engineer like I was planning on doing. But it's a road that's difficult, and I've had times when you have long periods of time you don't work, and then you have long periods of time you do work, and once you get used to the lifestyle of it, you just get to appreciate the ups and downs of it, and just how like amazing it can be, and like to be able to experience the things that are so great. Like I've worked on some amazing projects. Yeah, one of my favorite experiences from working was I did Get Shorty recently. It was when we were shooting season 2. I got cast in the show for season 2, and I went as I was getting on set. I'd started watching the show kind of in the lead up, and I basically had done hair and makeup, done costume, and I was in the bus or whatever it is on the way to the minivan on the way to set. I finished season 1 in the minivan just as we pulled up to set, and I immediately stepped out of the minivan. And then, as it's all very quick on set, we started rehearsing for a scene in like season 2, episode 4. And I was like, no one apart from actors get to experience that. You don't get to watch a show, feel so ingrained in it, and immediately just be in it seconds later. That was a real highlight. As far as characters, like I really do love every character I play. Like I think of myself as quite like a diverse person. Like I have a lot of different kind of sides to me, and I think part of what I love about acting is you get to kind of explore those different sides. So like look at like Alfie from House of Anubis is a big side of me. Like I'm like the kind of wild, crazy side. But then I've done other roles that are kind of more like serious or bumbling or like kind of just it's or like more dramatic stuff or intense. And part of being an actor is just getting to experience life. That's the fun bit. And then as far as music, I have just always loved music. My parents have great music tastes, very different music tastes. Like my mum loves like disco, and my dad loves like The Who, and I've always listened to great music. And for me, I always will be acting in music. I just want to be a part of stuff I enjoy. In whatever way it is, even if it was just like, if I wasn't an actor, I would want to be doing something in this industry to just contribute to the world that I get enjoyment from. I want to kind of give back to that and be part of that. And so I just, I wrote songs when I was a kid. I was in like a band with my friends. I was like super like emo at the time. And like a band was called Negativity, and then at one point we had a band called Teddy Bear Venom, and I remember creating a Wikipedia page for Teddy Bear Venom. It was very quickly taken down. I was like, this is not important in your friend's band in school. And and we started writing songs like, oh, my parents won't let me do this, that kind of thing. And then it graduates and you just write. I think part of kind of owning your skills creatively is being able to accept all the realities of your own life. Like you can't shy away from things. You've got to kind of be like, it's like I was on the Instagram thing the other day. I was talking about how someone's quoted the line from Like I Do. I've never seen a war, but I know I felt depression. And being part of you is like, oh, do I want to talk about this subject? And part of you is like, well, yeah, to be able to preach this or share this story, you need to be very comfortable talking about all the stuff you go through in life and all the humanities. And the beautiful thing about it is realizing that these are things that everyone goes through, and being able to share those things so that other people are able to share those things, and everyone can live in this kind of like free, accepting world, which is kind of the end game.
Oh, do you have like a music influence or inspiration?
I would say my key like inspirations. These are my kind of go-tos I always list are like Gorillaz, Childish Gambino, Skrillex, Kanye, Michael Jackson, which are all super different, but they're the artists who have always kind of stuck to me. It's like I love the way certain elements in all your music works, and the truth behind the stories, and the way the sounds come together. But those are my like go-to core group.
If I remember correctly, didn't you like in a documentary for Michael Jackson? Didn't you play like a team Michael Jackson?
I did play Michael Jackson. It was actually, and that's actually, it wasn't. It was the show. So to do that, I first got cast in a Prince documentary, which is how I met Dan. I did the interview with the other day, and so the Michael Jackson one. It was like I loved Michael Jackson. Now, who knows what happened? Not even going to go there. But I loved Michael Jackson, and it was like one of those things where, like, it wasn't like a huge documentary,
Mhm.
but to be able to contribute to something that talks about his life in the way that I wanted, I loved it. That was really fun. Actually, I had my friend Nico texted me, yeah, was it yesterday or 2 days ago? He said he came on again. He's in LA. He's in and he said his dad was just watching TV and he's watching this documentary. So I think that is another weird thing about being an actor is suddenly you do projects that you don't think about for ages, and then suddenly he's like, "Oh, I'm watching this," and it's like, "Cool, is that a good or a bad thing?" That was really fun. I met some amazing people on that as well.
See, I remember because you're a good actor, so I like watch things that you're in. So that's how I remember.
Yeah, that was wild. That was what was interesting about that. I do remember having there's a scene I remember having to do in the audition, and the director it was something like Michael goes, and actually I ended up not playing this big. I ended up being dubbed by the older Michael, who's an actual Michael Jackson impersonator, and he not impersonator, what's the correct word, and he goes into this room with the kid playing the little boy, and he like looks at the camera and like shuts the door, and they're supposed to like look down the camera. It's supposed to like insinuate kind of like nefarious goings on. And I remember doing the audition and being stuck between I really want this job, so I should do it how the director wants it to be done, and I have my strong feelings about Michael Jackson's innocence. Gotta keep in mind this was years ago. And I was like, I have my strong feelings about this, so what do I kind of play up to? And I think this is another dichotomy of being an actor is that you, as much as you're an artist and you want to put your own spin on things, you also need to kind of conform because you're not the one making all the decisions. You kind of just present, this is what I would do, and then have to eventually do what someone else says. Um, Fortunately, I didn't actually end up having to play that part, so I don't know how the guy who actually did play Michael Jackson loved Michael Jackson. So I don't actually know how that scene actually went. I'm very curious to find out. But yeah.
Like how you mentioned like the bands like the Who and all that. Believe it or not, I actually met one of my favorite bands. Believe it or not.
The Who?
No, not the Who, but Queen.
Sorry. Queen.
Queen, yeah.
Oh, I love Queen. Is
Like,
great. Did you see Bohemian Rhapsody?
yes. Oh my god, dude, that was amazing. I actually liked it. I actually met Roger and their guitarist Brian.
Oh wow, that's awesome. Yeah, Queen's, and I think this is the thing. Like, I love the impact of bands like Queen and just like entertainment in general is such a big part of culture and making like a cultural statement. And to me, the idea that in 200 years a film will come out and it'll probably play Bohemian Rhapsody at some point is phenomenal. I love that as a concept. The fact that these are the things that we leave behind and that stick with mankind because of humankind, because like they have some sort of importance to them that we just can't place on it. But they're just people, and I think that is the thing that really gets me. Is just all these people are just people. No one's any better than anyone. Skrillex, Michael Jackson, Kanye, all these people, they're not better than anyone. They're just people who wanted to contribute in a certain way and did.
Yeah.
It's
I like that. Like, I actually met them like in a concert because I'm in Chicago. Like Illinois. Chicago. I'm sure you know Chicago. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I know of Chicago. I don't know it well.
Like it's in Illinois. Like Illinois.
Yeah.
You should come. Like if you do a concert, I'm going. Okay, Alex. Like if you do a concert.
Thank you. I need that. That's good. That's one. That's good. Yeah, I'd love to go to Chicago. Actually, Chicago is one of my cities on my list.
That'd be cool.
Chance the Rapper, Chicago natives.
Yeah. Imagine like you and Chance perform together. Ooh, man. I'm just telling you. Cool.
I would love that. I love Chance the Rapper. He's another huge influence on me. That was a weird moment for me, having someone who influenced me who's younger than me. That's a turning point you go through as an artist.
Okay. Yeah. Do you still keep in touch with co-stars and directors that you work with?
Yeah. I think directors not as much. I mean, everyone's on like good terms, but like co-stars wise, I lived with Bobby for the past 4 years.
Oh.
I think it's 4 years, 3 years, 4 years. So we're incredibly close. Bobby Lockwood, Brad Cavanagh. He lives up in Cumbria, so I don't see him. Oh, he lives in Liverpool now. So has he moved? I don't know. don't need to say exactly where Brad lives. So I saw him a couple of years ago. Like we keep up. No, I saw him last year. Actually, we went to Liverpool. And then I saw Berkeley a couple of years ago. Some people, because they live abroad, you don't get to see them as much. I see like Tazy, Anna, and Jade, who I'm very close with, all in LA, and Ali Ship, and God, I hope I'm not forgetting anyone. I've started naming people. You don't keep in touch with everyone, but yeah, no, I think we're all very close. I think that was quite a bonding experience for all of us doing House of Anubis, especially that time in your life. For me, I remember it was like if I do a job now, I'll go on set, I'll like make friends with everyone, it's all great, but then like at the end of the day, I'm going home and I've got like my life to get back to. Whereas at the time, you kind of like I was 17, like I finished school at the beginning of season 2. That was my life. Like I was in Liverpool and we were filming, and I was like, this is all not all I have. Like you still got your friends and family, but it's like this is the most important key thing I'm doing. Like I haven't got any other like projects I'm working on, and like it's a really kind of bonding experience when everyone's kind of in that shared space.
I like that. You guys are like a big family. That's what I thought. That's
absolutely. We're all very close. We've all spent so much time with each other, and we had 12-hour days on set. It's intense. Filming is a very intense workout. And I mean, as an actor, I'm also on set the least. You know, when you're like any other role on set, you're there all day.
But see, when the show ended, like when there was like the movie, Touchdown Raw, I legit cried. I was like, no, not my show. You know, I love that show. It was like one of my favorite childhood shows. You know.
Oh, that's great. It's weird seeing it age as well. Like now it's 10 years on. Like that's mad to me. The fact that anything I did a decade ago has like value to it is insane. But it's also nice knowing that like I've managed to keep doing stuff. And you know, because that was such a big element of my life. I think there was part of me that was kind of worried when it finished. I was like, oh, what am I going to do next? Like, where does my life go? And I think it's also a thing that people don't really think about. I think, at least when I was growing up, I don't know if it's any different now, but you kind of have this perception of anyone who's on TV is like sorted, and they've got all the money and they've got all the opportunities and they're going to be fine. Or they're totally never heard of again, no one cares who they are, all that kind of thing. But it's such a varied industry with so many different ups and downs. Like I'm blessed to have been working and things have been good, but like you've got to be able to enjoy it and not have that happen, because you've always got to like play the dice every day and be like, oh, am I gonna get something?
I believe it or not, like I emailed what's called Bobby Lockwood's agent to try to get him on the podcast. Nothing yet, so I don't know. Hopefully I'll get him. You know?
Wait.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll get him. Get him.
Oh, you'll get him. I'll tell him to do it. We'll force him.
Oh, thank you, Alex. He's Nick Campbell, you know, from House of Anubis. He's also been in Wolfblood. He's been in a whole bunch of things, you know? He's a good actor.
He's great. He's doing Casualty now. He's yeah. Actually, I think he's finished filming, but he's a great actor. He's my favourite people, Bobby.
He's also
a lot of adventures.
Oh, sorry, Alex. He was actually in a couple of your music videos too, like Sunlight.
Yeah, I mean, part of that is due to the fact that I forced him to because I live with him, and I was like, I need people, but also because he's such an important person to me that I'm like, I want him. So I'm trying to think. He's been in Like I Do. He's been in Sunlight. No one else was in Loveless. Was he in Go? No, actually, he wasn't in Go. No, not Go. Not was it Panic? I should definitely know that. Yeah, but he was in Relapse as well. Actually, yeah, he was in in 2014.
Yeah.
He's a very dedicated and caring friend. I have a lot of time for him.
Like that.
Yeah, because I think that's the really nice thing is that when you're making stuff, you don't know what it's going to be, and this goes for all like creatives in any sense. Like it's really cool when people have that trust in you and are like, I'm going to give up part of my time to just do whatever it is that's in your head, and if it's good, cool. If it's bad, cool. Just do it and see what happens. It's part of the fun.
And speaking of music videos, like another House of Anubis alum, I'm butchering her first name. I'm sorry, Luessa Connolly Burnham. She was also
Louisa. Louise. Oh my god, Lou! I didn't mention Lou earlier.
Oh, good. I was like,
So glad you said that. Yeah, Lou. I'm also very close with Lou. Yeah, she's great, and she also did Wolfblood as well, which is mad.
yeah.
She also just she directed a short film, The Call Center, which is brilliant. If you haven't seen The Call Center, I think it's on Leto, where I think it's gotten like well over 1 million views now. She's
really
a
good.
director. She's actually directing another short film that another one of my friends, Gus Woods, is doing. So yeah, just keep me busy.
So yeah, I guess I'm mentioning names, right?
Yeah.
Anybody else? I don't know anybody I'm thinking of. You know, to me, right? Okay. Do you have like any hobbies?
Hobbies. I mean, like most of my for me, my hobby is writing music. Like, yeah, I used to be like super into video games, and quarantine got me really back into video games. When I was a kid, I was super into Pokemon, and I like went back to Pokemon hard during the pandemic. And it's now kind of faded on my mind now, which is for the best. But like for me, I kind of went off gaming because like I get this like anxiety over like how I'm spending my free time. And I'm like I have to be creating something, and so like part of a lot of my music is born out of I want to be like productive, but I also want to chill out. Like I have all these like feelings, and how am I need to kind of put them into something, and so I can kind of turn my hobby time into some sort of end result, which is kind of how the EP came along. I had all these like songs I put together, and I was happy with, and I had a story I wanted to tell, but most of it came out of just kind of me just kind of messing around and you know wanting something to do. They are my hobbies that just kind of evolve into something else.
Are you PC or console or what? Well, for video games,
We somehow managed to get a PS5 recently. I say
Oh.
somehow, it's because I woke up at like 4 a.m. and sat on like different websites trying to sort it
Oh.
out. Went through a lot of effort to get a PS5. But I'm more of a console. I've never been like a PC gamer. Yeah.
Nice. And then for Pokemon, believe it or not, like remember I mentioned interviews? I've interviewed somebody from Pokemon.
Oh, who did you interview?
Do you know Nurse Joy? Remember?
Oh yeah, the voice actor. That's cool. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you would like this. You'd be like, oh my god, like Joe's interviewing people I actually like grew up with. I mean,
That's gotta be really cool being able to talk to people you grew up with. That's a really
Like,
nice feeling. Like,
you-
I guess,
yeah. I was like, out by far, like you and like Blake, no, you and Amber, like the best characters. Like when you and Amber dated in the show, you know, Amber and Alfie,
Yeah.
or Anna and you. Good couple.
Yeah. Oh, Anna's one of the best people alive. She's so great. Got a lot of time for Anna.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you have a favorite food, and why is it your favorite?
Favorite food. Ooh. I don't know. I started doing HelloFresh. Have you heard of HelloFresh?
I'm sorry.
HelloFresh is the thing where they'll send you like meal boxes. They'll send you all the ingredients and stuff, and you can cook.
It's from different
So I
countries.
just got into a rut of cooking where I just buy like shit foods and it wouldn't be great. But yeah, so they'll send you these boxes. And now I've mastered. Like, I say mastered. It's the only things I cook. Like certain recipes. So like the kind of thing where you can like blag a dinner party. If you had to throw a dinner party, I'm like, yeah, I can handle that because I have like 7 recipes. Like very good at. So like my new one that I'm very proud of. It's not really like a dinner thing, but like duck tacos has been my thing. I was like, now to properly like confit a duck leg, like cool, sorted. It's also a little bit out there, so people are like, oh, okay, yeah, no, he can play some stuff together.
Is it good? Duck tacos, are they
Yeah,
good?
it's amazing. It's amazing duck tacos, yeah. If you like duck. If you don't like duck, it's a bit weird. But who doesn't like duck? Duck's great.
I'll try that, I guess.
Yeah, it's good. It's like an Asian Mexican hybrid. It's great. Good times.
So I'm missing out. Now I gotta make duck tacos now. Thank you, Alex. I'll make duck.
See, there you go. That's this is the reason to do these interviews is to get great recipes from everyone, which I assume was your end goal the entire time. You're like, I wonder, like the people I grew up with, what foods are they eating, and how can I eat them? That's it.
How can I be just like the foods they like? Perfect. You know, perfect. Okay.
Yeah,
Now,
see, great minds.
do you have a favorite song that you've written, or like, yeah, your favorite song?
Favorite song I've written. I like all of them. I connect to all. Actually, my friend messaged Dan O'Malley, who shot the videos. He messaged me the other day. He's like, "What's your favorite song on the EP?" And I was like, "I have no idea." Because they all connect to me. It's like roles I play. You asked me like how my favorite roles I played are. I relate to all of them in different ways. Like different times when I'm feeling different emotions, I will call for a certain song to come on. I think Sunlight I really like because it's a really cool vibe. I also feel like I'm saying that because it's coming up to the summer, and that's what the song is about. But at the same time, I'm promoting the EP, so I should definitely mention something from the EP. So I'm just going to say Like I Do. For the record, the EP, The Illusion of Perfect, out now on all good streaming sites. I think, Like I Do, and I think I like the songs that make me think about, because ultimately I write my music for me. As much as I love when other people listen to it, I write something that I would want to listen to, and then I hope that other people relate to it. And I'm blessed that apparently that is the case. But I think Like I Do, and Sunlight to a degree, they just kind of encapsulate like short thoughts on my life at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so it kind of, if I'm ever feeling like, oh, where am I at? Like, how do I feel about me, and how do I move on or change or make a life decision? I can listen to those songs, and I think they remind me of certain negative thought patterns I get into, and kind of give me advice on how to move away from them, or they remind me of positive thought patterns and give me advice on how to move into them, and that kind of thing. I think that the ones that are useful to me at the time, I really like.
Okay. It's like for favorite songs, like picking your favorite child, almost like pretty much like
Exactly.
It's like I can't use it. Like,
I assume they all have feelings, so it would be cruel to do so.
Yeah.
But I think if I went through like iTunes, listened to, because I've got some other people on iTunes, and they all have so many different listens. They're all equally my babies.
Yeah, if you choose Panic, I think Panic would panic. I'm just kidding. Yeah. Okay. Do you have a favorite sport and favorite teams? Do you like sports?
I'm not a sport person.
Not a sport?
That was so earlier when I was talking about like when my mum tried to get me into doing acting when I was younger. It originally started with a karate class that I did about 10 minutes of and was like, this isn't my thing. Which is bad, because now I'm like, it would have been great. Like, don't get me wrong, I appreciate that I'm an actor and I loved acting, but I would have loved to be like sick at karate right now. That would be great. So I'm just like, I wasted all that time. But it's not. I'm not really a sports guy. It's weird. I'm competitive in a very non-sporting way, in a weird creative way, I guess.
It happens, Like, there's a lot of people that are not into sports, It happens. Do you have like any things in the works? Once quarantine's done, like sooner rather than later. Do you have any projects in the works?
Right now I'm just focusing on promoting The Illusion of Perfect. I'm writing new songs. I'm auditioning. The wheel keeps turning. My current main project is keeping sane until we're allowed to go outside. Which, as of today, we've just found out in the UK will be. Oh, sorry, that's a total lie. I just got a message from Jamie Weston. I've just done a radio play that I mentioned earlier, so that's coming out soon. Although I'm not really working on that, that's kind of Jamie's thing. But that should be available. I'll tweet about that, post about that. That's really good. I love the script for that. It was really fun to be part of. But it's like a supernatural detective series where I play a detective, and you get to hear my voice. Which is,
what?
Yeah, it's basically like listening to this with your eyes closed, except I'm saying other things. But yes, so we just found out in the UK we get to finally out of quarantine in the summer. So I'm very much looking forward to that.
So summer like sunlight, waited patiently.
Which is why people, and it's annoying it's not on the EP because I really want to promote this. Now is the time to be listening to a song that says, I waited patiently every day waiting for the summer. Or something like that. I should really know what that is. It's a very apt song. But, Illusion of Perfect is apt to going through stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Now, do you have any acting and music advice? What's your advice to people that want to go
My advice, both of them, is be persistent. You will not want to do them several times over while you're doing them. You kind of just got to push through them. You'll think you're bad at them. You might be. That doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. It's, if you think, oh, I'm not buying my acting, do acting classes. Um, Same with music. I think there's one of this big thing that if you're doing a creative thing, it's about talent, and talent you're born with or not born. That's bull. Like, that's not the case. You can learn to do any of these things. You just go put in your 10,000 hours of practicing and trying. Unless you're tone deaf and you can't sing, but there's other things you can do. Yeah. Be persistent. Be creative. Find ways of telling the story you want to tell in the medium you want to pursue. If you want to be an actor and nothing's happening for you, write a short film, the story that you think is interesting, shoot it, and see if people will see it. See if people will listen to the story you want to tell, and see if people will pick up on the way that you told the story and be like, hey, I wanted to tell my story in this way. And then if you want to do music, just, what's really nice about music is it's so accessible now. Jon Favreau, who is an amazing director, recently said in a thing, he was like, if you want to be a director, it's a great time. Because all the tools are so accessible. Like, you can go out and get a camera very cheaply, even if you have like an iPhone or something, you can just shoot something on it. So all these tools are very accessible. The difficult thing is, while these things are accessible, it also means that they're accessible to everyone. So your competition is a lot bigger. But at the same time, it's there. So you can make the stuff you want to make. You just got to be okay with the fact that, like, maybe your audience size won't be everyone, but niches are allowed to blossom in today's society. So I think that's a wonderful thing. If you can have, like, even just like 200 dedicated people who are like, oh, this is amazing, this really relates to me, it's like, cool, you found people and you shared an experience with the world.
I really like that advice, Alex. Good advice.
Pretty well
Yeah.
done.
Is there anything you want to promote and share? I can link down below in the description.
Yes, absolutely. Look down below in the description for the link to. Oh, I can look at the camera now. So I'm going to look down at the camera. Look down below in the description for the link to The Illusion of Perfect on. I don't know what the best link to put is, but it's on Spotify, Tidal, TikTok. Make a TikTok of it. Do what everyone's doing on the TikToks. It's on Apple Music, it's on iTunes. It's 6 songs. It's 20 minutes long. I'm 100% confident you will relate to something on it. It is just kind of me spilling my subjective perception of the world. And, I think it's something that hopefully you guys will relate to in some way or another. And if you love it, if you like it, or if you can tolerate it, please share it with everyone you know. That would be great. The Illusion of Perfect is out now by Alex Sawyer. Please check it out.
Do you want me to also link down your Twitter and Instagram? Like, do this?
Yes, that's a great idea. Sick one, Joe. Didn't think about that. Twitter and Instagram links would be great. Thank you.
Anything I got you. Anything to help you out. Just mention anything you want.
Oh, actually, I'll tell you what, my YouTube link will also be down there as well. Please check out the videos. Dan O'Malley and Dan Arno are masters who have helped me bring some of my weirdest ideas to life. Yeah, very, very excited about those. There's 3 videos out right now. The Like I Do video is out, which was an intense ride to make. The Panic video is out, which was, again, super intense. The Loveless video, which was surprisingly easy in comparison, but also quite difficult given we had to shoot it at a specific part of a hill in Los Angeles near the Hollywood sign at sunset on one of the last days that we had in LA. But we did it, and it's there. So please watch it. A lot of love and effort goes into all of them, and I just hope you enjoy them.
Yeah, subscribe to them and hit the bell, guys, too.
Hit that bell.
Yeah, and then for your boy. There was like that lyric in that one song you wrote, like your boy, and I can't sing it, but you know what I mean, like the.
Yeah, hold on. So this is the thing. I've got a friend who constantly calls me your boy, and I was like, "Why do you keep calling me your boy? Is it like a race thing?" And I was like, "I don't know." And I think it's because I used it in like a song, and for the life of me, I don't know which song it is.
Sunlight.
Is it in Sunlight?
It's Sunlight, but I don't remember what they called it.
Time of Sunlight. It's Dan O'Malley actually. Dan O'Malley started calling me your boy. I think it's around the time of Sunlight. I can't remember what it is. It's
Good
okay.
boy.
If you watch this, go on Genius, find out what it is, and tweet it to me. The link is below. Yeah, what is that lyric? You boy.
I think. Want me to pull up? I can pull up really quick.
Let's do it. Let's see. You know what? People are watching. They're ingrained already.
Yeah.
Don't
Like,
go anywhere. No.
Well, go on, we're doing some research. research with Alex and John.
We're doing research over lyrics that. Also, you see, Daft Punk broke up. That's mad. Daft
Yeah.
Punk, another one I love.
What the
Absolutely
hell?
insane. Don't know. 28 years. Honestly, like I haven't even had time to process this. What are we doing? Alex Sawyer. So you can do this on Genius. If you have the Genius app, you're on the website, all the lyrics are there. You can check them all out. And then you can just read them like poems. Great.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sunlight.
Hey, Alex. First one to find it wins $1 million. I'm just kidding.
No, you're good. It's on.
Okay, it's loading. What? I pressed sunlight. What the heck? Okay, sorry about that, Alex.
Down. Can we talk for your boy off the ting? Oh, see, actually, that's not even your boy. That's your boy off the ting. That's an English thing. Boy and off the ting is like kind of just like, this is what I put on the spot where I have to kind of define something. I'm like, I've used it. It's like, ignoring it. Boy off the ting. It's like, you just ignore it. It's just like, go away, shit. And say, the lyric is, just cap the pen, pass the mic, let me sing, sit on down, can we talk for you, boy off the ting? It's saying, hey, I've just finished writing, give me the microphone, I'll rap it for you. Sit down and we'll talk before you leave. So that's
analyzing Alex's songs, right? If
you put a yellow background, we can imagine this is a Genius video.
Believe it or not, I put clips in like my thing. I'll probably put that as a clip in here.
Right. Just edit it. It's like, oh yeah, so then just have the lyrics here.
Just cap the pen, pass the mic, let me sing. Sit on down, can we talk for you, boy off the ting? Say.
Yeah, so your boy off the ting. It's a colloquial London term. Yeah. Do you know? There's not use terms like that. I think this is Do you ever have like friends who'll text you, but they'll use things they would never say in real life?
Yeah. Like,
sometimes I think writing music is like that. It's a balance because you don't want to be using a voice that isn't yours, but at the same time, if you're saying it, it's yours. And I think that's something to not be afraid of. You can use whatever voice you want to tell your story. Like if Nicki Minaj decides to use an English accent at the beginning of Dark Fantasy, cool, do your thing. So I'll use phrases like I'll say like finna in a song. I'm like, I don't say finna, but like I feel it in this moment because musically it works, lyrically it works, story wise it works, and fuck it. Sometimes I will say finna.
Yeah, why not?
I think boying off the ting is one of those things. Also, I love a little English throw in there. Like actually, there's one thing like I don't know if people know this about Sunlight, but I did it just after doing a play, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are Dead, which is like behind the scenes of Hamlet kind of play. Great play if you've never read it. And in Hamlet, there's a line that says, I'm about to misquote Shakespeare. This is terrible. It's fine. No one will know. And it's something like something about comparing a hawk to a handsaw. And if you compare a hawk to a handsaw, then you must be crazy because they're different things. So the line is drop like it can't tell a hawk from a handsaw. Because if I can't tell a hawk from a handsaw, it's basically saying drop like you're crazy. Using an old Shakespearean term to say it.
Yeah, I like that.
Deep into my lyrics.
The deeper meaning.
Yeah, yellow background, genius. Yeah, no, Shakespeare, super. Yeah, I've read all the Shakespeare's.
Yeah. Before I do like my outro, would you like to bring the audience out to a song, Mr. Alex?
So again, sorry, one more time.
Would you like to bring the audience out to a song?
Oh, am I performing now?
Yes, if you don't mind.
Oh, okay, no, I'm good. No, we talked about it, and then I was like, I should think about the song I was going to do.
Maybe you could do Like I Do. I don't know what song you think.
You know what? Let me do a rap, because I don't have to warm my voice up for a rap.
Okay. Here we go. Mr. Alex.
Okay. So this is actually I can introduce this one. So this is I was living with Tazy at the time. I was in LA. I was shooting a Get Shorty actually, and the internet had gone down, and I decided to write a song. So this is how that started off. So it's Web's down and Matt Town and my mind shook. I'm sitting staring at Ableton like the good book. I need the guidance. I want to know just what I'm like. It's like a diary. Fill it out when the time's right. Hold up, I need a second. I'm waiting up on the beck and I'm throwing down all the chords and the rhymes without even checking. I swear I could make beats. I swear I could make a piece of the culture to contribute. I'm a vulture without the lease and picking at carcasses. I don't know what hardship is. I'm running up off the ground. I thought I was part of this.
I thought I was part of this. I thought I was part of
Yes, I was just waiting for that bit. I can't do it. It's weird when, and this is what I need to figure out when I do it live. I'm like, how do I just? Because anyway, I figured that out. How you gonna make it? Your boy hasn't got to play. I've been making notes on this shit every single day. I'm an actor, a rapper. I'm a musician. I'm making films. I'm always about to happen. I'm always about the chills. I'm killing it, cleaning up, and I'm king of the culture I'm in. Hold on, wait just a second. What culture is that again? Oh shit, beats dropped out again. I don't know the difference between panic and oppression. I have never seen a war, but I know depression. When that shiver bands dendritic hands, maybe it's the booze. Boogeyman, I always win, so why do I know I lose?
Awesome. That's perfect.
Listen to that, but like a better version of that on Spotify. Or Apple Music, or any of them, seriously. But get Spotify, it's much better for playlisting.
That was all. That was Like I Do by Alex Sawyer. I love that. That was really good. That was really good.
Anytime you need me to like do personal like sessions for you, I'll come on to it.
Awesome.
Okay. As long as like every day. I won't do it every day.
So ask every day? Okay, I got you. I'll ask. You should have said for the
ask every day. Whether I actually do it every day is another thing. But I admire the optimism.
You know how you said the booze line? You should have hold up your.
I should have done that. I didn't. You know, we only drink Peroni here. I don't know. My camera's like Peroni here.
As Alex. Well, I thank you all so much for watching. Thank you, and Alex, for being an awesome and amazing guest.
Yeah, it's been really fun. Thank you so much for having me on. Really fun. Also, it's a quarantine. I haven't talked to a new human in so long. This is great.
Yeah. Well, have a great day, everybody, and stay awesome. And you stay awesome, Alex.
Stay safe, everyone. Stay awesome. You stay awesome, Joe.
Thank you, Alex.
Broken by our own admission, my obsessions, my condition. Open my eyes wide, I'll see. But just stay run by me.
We just woke up golden. Girl, you say your energy push me away. I don't know where I'm gonna go, can I stay? I'm blind, and all this time, can I have another second to change your mind? Just saying no, it's done. A fever pitch of which I have won. I know I probably was going to go away, but hey, I thought the trying's always worth it. Mama said it's worth it.
Do you have it? Victor, I don't know what got into you. I think I'm going to leave now.
No one is going anywhere. What are you two doing there?
We heard you on a date, and we're here to serenade you in the language of love. Yes. Your eyes are like the stars, are beautiful and twinkly. Your face, it is so pure, although his is kind of wrinkly.
This is not a date.
Oh.
Trudy!
Any tips for the band? Mr. Moreweather.
Oh, hey, David. David, how you doing?
I wanted to apologise.
At the hotel, you said not to leave Max alone.
No. Don't take this on.
I didn't realize how serious it was.
What are you going to do? We're going to salute his memory now. That's all. And also, his last appearance on screen is going to find a distributor. So wherever Max Kisby is, I'm sure he's going to be happy about that.